All right, good morning, everybody. We're going to get started with today's live stream here in just a second. Just bear with me here while we give a few minutes for people to join. All right, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, March 2nd. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rod with Powell Group, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing HIVE revenue and earnings. So they had top line record revenue from digital currency mining in Q3 fiscal year 2021. So we'll jump into the content here in just a moment. So if you are just joining us, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel, and just sit tight for another couple seconds while we give it a few more seconds here for people to join us for the live stream. All right, so I know a lot of people in our group have been anxious and patiently waiting for these results on HIVE, and I know a lot of people, other people are as well, so we'll jump into today's content. So again, welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth. This is a review for March 2nd, and HIVE earnings just came out hot off the press. So we have the webcast coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern time as well, and you can check out the earnings report for a link to that. So we'll look at the earnings report, and then we'll look at a quick chart here on HIVE and see what we can expect going into this morning. So HIVE reports record top line income from digital currency mining for Q3 fiscal 2021, up 174% from Q3 2020, or 13.7 million, and record year-over-year cash flow growth. Total income for 9 months fiscal 2021 was 28 million, or 8 cents per share, and 5 cents per share for Q3 2021. So total income for 9 months was 28 million. They said that a little confusingly as well. Let's see if we can drill down here. So announces results for third quarter ended December 31st, all amounts in US dollars unless otherwise stated. So income from digital currency mining was 13.7 million for this third quarter. So I had forecasted 15 million. A lot of people were saying 30 and 40, 50 million, getting a little overly ambitious. I thought that was a little bit of a stretch, but you can see here they were forecasting 9.7 million. But even in prior quarters, they've never ever gone over 15 million for estimates. So we were expecting 9.7, and like I said, came in at 13.7. So that was obviously a huge increase from the previous year as well, from the previous quarter last year. So 174%, 5% higher than the previous quarter. Record cash flow of 13.7 million, up significantly from 5.7 million a year earlier, and 3.1 million higher than the previous quarter. So gross mining margin expanded to 10.6 million from 3.8 million last year, and is 1.4 million higher than the experienced in the prior quarter of 9.2 million. Net income per share grew to 0.05 from 0.01 during the prior year period ending December 31st, and is 0.02 higher than the previous quarter. So in spite of the decreased number of Ethereum coins mined during this quarter, as a result, the lower transaction fees when compared to the previous quarter, our Bitcoin operations doubled in the quarter that our combined revenue and cash flow made new highs. In addition, we started upgrading our memory chips, which I mentioned on this channel before, and I expected that to help with their mining capabilities. So during the quarter for 4 gigabyte, and yeah, so they upgraded it from 4 to 8, which was a big challenge in Europe, locking down due to the crisis at hand, and we were able to upgrade over 60% of our mining equipment and still deliver record income and cash flow. So it looks like they fell short a little bit of their memory chip upgrades. So that might have hurt into their revenue as well. So they were looking to upgrade from 4 GB memory to 8 GB, and they only got about 60% of the way done. So I was under the assumption that that was 100% complete. So that's what Frank Holmes said, executive chairman of HIVE. Even with the challenges that have been faced with raising difficulty levels, the strong cryptocurrency prices, coupled by our continued focus on lowering costs of our operations, we have seen very strong results for our shareholders. Our Sweden and Iceland operations mining Ethereum in the cloud has been a continuous and very stable and profitable business for us. On average, we are producing around 20,000 Ethereum coins per quarter, and we experience quarters above that level. It is due to bonus transaction fees that vary from quarter to quarter, said Mr. Holmes. So here's a graph of the Ethereum mined by HIVE over time. So you can see we are down here in December from 32,000, but it gets harder and harder to mine as well as time goes on. But like I said, likely saw a decrease there in the memory upgrade goal that fell short. So let's run through this here. So generated income from digital currency mining of 13.7 million, an increase of 174%. Generated gross margin 10.6 million or 78%. Mining output of newly minted digital currency, so 21,500 Ethereum, 165 Bitcoin. Generated adjusted EBITDA of 13.7 million, a significant increase from 5.7 a year earlier. Generated net income of 17.2 million for the period of 5 cents per share. So generated net income. I think I put 13.7. That's their generated adjusted EBITDA. So I'll have to go back and update that here in the details, but it looks like net income of 17.2 million. Digital currencies of 15 million as of December 31st, and working capital of 23.2 million as of December 31st. So they basically just go on to reiterate themselves. So EBITDA, total assets. Let's just see here if there's anything else that we can see. Gross margin, non-IFRS measure reconciliation to its nearest measures is provided by the reconciliations, yada, yada, yada. Nothing that we want to see. So there's the webcast details. And looks like they got the at the market offering here section on that as well. So self-distribution of the policy of TSX Venture Exchange. The company announces that beginning of the program of February 3, 2021 is issued an aggregate of 13.2 million essentially common shares at the market offering over TSX Venture for aggregate gross proceeds of the company of 65 million. The at the market shares were sold at a prevailing market prices at average price for at the market share of $4.93 pursuant to the equity. So we're currently sitting at $5.90, so $4.93. That may come into play here this morning. So just be aware of that. I wasn't aware of this. Must just be new information that just came out. So pursuant to the EDA, the company may from time to time sell up to 100 million of common shares in the capital of the company. Company intends to use net proceeds of at the market equity program, if any, principally for general corporate and working capital requirements. So we'll see how that translates into dilution. But at first glance, EPS and revenue, record top line revenue and income, and EPS is looking mighty fine as well. So like I said, we were expecting 9.7 million in terms of revenue. And we'll just take a look at the cryptocurrency space. So Bitcoin sitting at basically flat at 49,000. So I did mention yesterday that we could likely see an inside bar and on the daily time frame, and that's essentially what we're seeing here today. So we'll just take a look at the 1 day time frame. So we did break the high of yesterday just barely, but ultimately pulling back. So we're back within that range, and SPY looks like it wants to open here with a daily inside bar as well, like I mentioned yesterday. So if HIVE bulls want to show up today, we've got essentially free reign to do so. We don't have any pullback at the moment in SPY, no pullback in the overall crypto market. So we've got about an hour and 5 minutes here to the market open. I'm excited to see how we open. In my opinion, they blew those numbers out of the water. I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't see their memory chip upgrade come to fruition 100%. Looks like they fell short of that by about 40%. So we'll continue to monitor that. But taking a look at the chart here, I'll just take a look at the pre-market levels as well. I had it up here. It's sitting at $5.99 pre-market. So we're sitting at just essentially $6 resistance. So at first glance, we are seeing a positive reaction. So currently at $5.99 on the bid and ask, we had resistance at $5.97. And taking a look at the daily time frame, we needed to break that resistance as our first resistance, and then we have all-time high up at $7.25. So let me know in the comments if you think we're going to test all-time highs today. Are we going to break it? Do we need to consolidate a bit more before breaking that all-time high? Let me know. Personally, I do think that we need to consolidate a little bit more. I don't think we're going to break through it just in one shot, but if we see SPY and crypto start to turn even more bullish here this morning, and it's entirely possible. But at this point, the hourly uptrend is going to be our guide, as we are in a clear hourly uptrend. We had an hourly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross there into the end of the day. So this daily bounce is still underway, and as long as we maintain that daily or that hourly uptrend, that's going to make us confident that the daily bounce is has still got some legs to it, and we should expect more upside as long as that hourly uptrend remains intact. So I did a video on HIVE yesterday, so I'll run through this a little quicker today, but we're still well above the 10-week moving average, down at 377, and the stochastic cross bearish, but the MACD was still very, very bullish. And on the weekly moving averages, we had that 50 through the 100 and the 50 through the 200 bull cross. So just going completely vertical here on those weekly moving averages. And on the daily, we're still well above the 50, which is down at 333, so a while away. But we didn't really have that many opportunities to buy other than these higher lows here on the daily. We almost set a daily downtrend, and we essentially had two opportunities here. We had about a 30-some% pullback and a 20-some% pullback. If you didn't add up down here around the 440s or the 450s, then you missed the opportunity, in my opinion, because they just ran this hard into the end of the day yesterday and made it extremely difficult for people to get on board. Closed the day up almost 20%, and people were a little bit worried about the weakness in SPY the day before, and obviously spooked a lot of people away. So I think we're heading to 725 here in the not too distant future, but like I said, we had resistance at 597, so $6 sitting at that here. Pre-market's going to be important. We have support here at 452 and 442. So if we do lose the hourly uptrend, we'll be looking toward 452, 442 as support, and we need over $6 and then all-time highs, blue sky, breakout opportunities. So we're still sitting at 599. So again, a lot can happen before market open. So we're going to end it there. Thanks for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we shall see you a little bit later on for a daily market recap. Best of luck in the trading day.